What's up guys, I'm back with another deck profile. This time it's gonna be Dark Magician. So as you can see on the screen is the deck right now. And as you can see I have the standard cards in my deck. The Maxi, the Blossom, I have a bunch of Book of Moons, I have the Solemn Judgment. But on the right you see all the other options you can run. Like I've seen people have a lot of success with the other trap cards like this. Like I'm actually torn on whether I want to craft them or not. I'm gonna wait it out because I'm not sure where the meta is gonna develop. But let me explain the basis of the deck, if you don't know. So first of all, it's a very expensive deck. It's not free to play at all. It's probably one of the most expensive decks, especially if you want to run more of the trap cards. So basically, what the deck is about is having a dark circle on the field together with an eternal soul. And what you do is you can permanently, every turn, you can resummon a dark magician from the graveyard and you can banish their board. So that's the main combo. And like as you can see, dark magicians aren't affected by any card effects, but there's a big drawback to this card, and that's if it is destroyed, your entire board gets wiped. That's why you're running cards like a Solemn Judgment, Solemn Strike, other cards like Book of Moon can help, but that's like your biggest weakness right now. So I'm gonna head into a replay, actually two, where you can see the deck in action. The replays. As you can see, it's not the very best deck. I did drop, but I don't think it's because the deck is bad. I think it's actually really good. I just think it's very hard to play compared to the other decks I was playing. So I had to get used to it quite a bit because it's quite a bit different from Duel Links. But I'm going to show you the most standard duels where you can just see how the deck works. There we go. It's also very hard to have a bad opening with this deck because you have so much draw, as you will see. So, basically, you always want to go first with this deck, and also, basically what you do, the order in which you use your cards is pretty important. For example, you want to start off with Dark Magical Circle, because if you use your Soul Servant before your Magical Circle, you will reset, you will shuffle your deck. Like it won't be the same anymore. And this is basically a guaranteed draw for next turn. So what you do is you play your circle, try to pull a card, you pull a card, and now you play the Eternal Soul. Like basically, I already have the synergy here. The only thing I need to do is get a Dark Magician to the grave. And the best way to do that is with this card, Magician's Soul. It has two different abilities. So the first one is actually you can special summon it to the board. And then every turn you can target one or two spell cards in your possession. And you can send them to the graveyard and draw as many cards, which is really good. But the other ability is sending it to the grave together with a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, depending on what you want. And then you can instantly resummon it. So basically this way you summon a Dark Magician, you're going to ban something on their field. And as soon as the Dark Magician dies, you can use Eternal Soul to banish another time on their turn. So you're going to see what I'm going to do. He doesn't have a great opening, I'm not gonna lie, but neither do I. So basically here, I'm gonna summon a Dark Magician, target one of his cards. Speed it up. There we go. Bench one of his cards. I'm gonna use Soul Servant now. So I'm gonna put on the Dark Magic attack because he's only using spells. So if I wipe this board, it's pretty much a free win. Like I can just draw whatever. Like these cards are so busted. It's basically draw whatever you want. it's just disgusting. And if you have a Dark Magician Girl in the fielder in the graveyard as well, you can actually draw 2 cards. So it's like one of the best cards in the deck. You can't cut it. So here I attack. And now I want to have another Dark Magician in the grave, because otherwise I can't use the Eternal Soul, right? So what I do is I Link Summon in my main phase 2, the Link Spider, just to get the Dark Magician back to my grave. Then as soon as it's his turn, you'll see. Usually what you want to do is he summons something, then you want to pop your Eternal Soul, summon Dark Magician, target it, banish it with the Dark Magician Circle, and that's how you want to use it like every turn. You want to make sure you use your banish on your turn and their turn as well. In this case, he tries to Monster Reborn my Dark Magician, and I steal it with my Eternal Soul, so it's basically an instant GG. Because I don't think he had anything else. Just like this. And then I think he tries to wipe my board. Yep, right here. But it doesn't work because Dark Magician is not targeted by card effects because of the Eternal Soul. So he just surrenders. So this is one example. Now I'm going to show you another example where the negate cards are going to be really useful. Like, this deck is all about just controlling the board. So you need to change your negate cards depending on what decks you're facing. That's what I'm noticing. So right now, I don't have an amazing hand. Like, I can't summon Dark Magician. But what I do have is a lot of negate cards. And I'm going second, which is bad. Like, I'm actually not in a great spot right now. So right now, I play the Circle first, before the Soul Servant. And I put on the 2 negate cards. I'm not sure what card I put on the top of my deck, but we'll see in a second. But now you're gonna see the power of the Solomon cards. Like, first, I negate the summon. Then I negate another card with the Blossom. So I already cucked 2 of his cards. So he can't do anything. He just ends his phase. Okay. I put the Magician's Soul on top of my deck because now I can summon the Dark Magician. And I can banish one of his cards. Banish. And right now I can play Soul Servant. So I just choose the card I want and immediately pop it in my graveyard to draw exactly what I want to have. There we go. And the thing you want to have is the Eternal Soul. And you can get it with this card. You always get it with this card. Because when you... And now I actually place Dark Magician Girl here. So my Magician Salvation kicks in. And I actually special summon my Dark Magician back. Here I would attack. Go to main phase 2. Summon my Link monster instead of the Dark Magician. So I can resummon it. That's the plan. But he surrenders. Rightfully so. So basically, this is the deck. It's not very easy. You have to use your brain a lot. But once you get the hang of it, it's really, like, it's a really strong, consistent deck. The only thing I'm struggling with right now is finding the right negate cards. Because some of the decks are very different than the others. So you just have to, like, once the meta gets figured out, you just get the best negate cards for that meta. And then I'm pretty sure this deck is top tier. But it is pretty expensive, so I wouldn't recommend crafting it if you want the best deck in the game. Because I don't think it is that, but it's really fun and I enjoy it a lot. So I hope you learned something and have a nice day.